Come on, Hollie.
Yay!
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited. Um, I was hoping I could imagine I'm like Rogue from X-Men and just suck a little bit off everybody's skills and talents tonight because it's been really cool. So thank you for sharing your energy with me. So all my pieces are quite short, so I've put together a little mix of randomness for you. So I wanted to start with a piece called Laptop. So this was the first piece I ever wrote. I wrote it about 10 years ago, but ironically, it's like the most recent piece I've been performing. So yeah, I thought it'd be quite poignant to start with that piece. So this is called Laptop. My dad bought me a laptop. Now, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, honestly, this gift is sensational and it really helped me with work, research, and I can download Zoom. Is it too soon to assume I'll get more than one email from you like I usually do? Just to reiterate, that's one a year, by the way, and after everything, I'm surprised he doesn't have more to say. I understand a reflection gives his way of showing his affection, so as a benchmark, this laptop is incredible upon inspection. In retrospection, the value of this gift compared with his face-to-face time, now that's priceless, because I'd rather sit over a coffee and talk about solving a world crisis, but thanks, it's nice this. It's strange, I used to be the apple of my dad's eye, now I have a stronger connection to my unstable Wi-Fi. I mean, he doesn't even have to call, I'll be happy to text. Actually, let me give you some more father-daughter context. So my dad bought me this laptop, a brand new Mac, up-to-date software, all bells and whistles. It was wrapped in tissues. I think he thought it would solve all our issues. You see, he upped and left one day. Then 7 years of wondering if it was our undoing, he comes back. Only after my brother's diagnosed with a tumour, which he heard through a rumour, doesn't call but decides to make this heroic appearance. So after this brief biography of his new life and surprise, new wife, I didn't know whether to hug him or shout. The little girl inside me stood conflicted. My mum point blank screamed at him and threatened to kill him if he didn't get out. It was a perfect family brawl in the hospital hall, blocking the exit sign, a scene worthy of any EastEnders storyline. And it certainly was a scene I didn't foresee when he said he wanted to see my brother and me try again as a family. And we did for a while. We would sit opposite each other, my brother between us in his hospital bed together, trying to decipher what the oncologist just said, joking about how he still had a bald head and how he'd visit me in London, we'd go for drinks in the Ned. Then a few months later, my brother got discharged because he was doing so much better, and nothing, not even a letter. All those years spent trying to fix what had been broken, make sense of words left unspoken, his footsteps in my sand were slowly being washed away, and he didn't realise it, but for me, healing had really been at play. He came back too soon, leaving behind his footsteps on my new moon, but this time I don't have any tears left to wash them away, so I guess I'll just have to stick healing back on repeat and press play. My dad bought me a laptop. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, this gift is sensational, but he never gave it to me. He sent it through the post. Thank you. Yeah, so the first piece I ever wrote, there was a little bit of like therapy writing, and I just left it in a book, and I've only had it out maybe the past 3 or 4 months, so yeah, laptop. And then that kind of takes me on to my next piece. So this was kind of another first. This was the first piece I ever performed live back a year ago. So I went to this little tiny coffee shop. They were doing a live read. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to have a go. And I performed this piece to 5 people. 3 of those people were my friends, so they didn't count. So I actually only performed to 2 people. But one person happened to run a really big festival, and she invited me to perform this particular piece on a mental health awareness stage. So this really was the first piece that started my spoken word journey, and I have a little place in my heart for it. So this is called Laces and Cases. I want to tell you about a place where shoes have no laces, pillows no cases, often whole families no faces. It's a place where time drags slow, there's nowhere to go and you're stuck there. Everyone's sitting in a chair, watching the television as if by superstition, doing anything else to bring about bad luck or ironically ill health, yet day after day they're still there, they lay silence and pillows bare in the clinic for mental health care. I want to tell you about a place unlike Janelle Monáe's tightrope music video. Think more Girl Interrupted with Angelina Jolie, just minus that Hollywood sheen. The clinic itself is incredibly clean, but believe me, this is not living the dream. Some visitors stop by to say hi over tea, others stay longer to grab a bite, but many are in for another long and lonely night. I want to tell you about a place where people have been through events and situations that maybe you and I are lucky not to have gone through. Statistics say that 1 in 4 suffer with a mental health condition. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are there days you struggle to get out the front door. I'm guilty of being found weeping in a heap on the floor, but for me, it's my brother going through a situation that's pretty raw, and I've realised it's closer to home than ever before. So the next time you see someone you think they're a little bit crazy or socially lazy, take a moment. That person has lived a life. There's someone's father, sibling, or wife, maybe someone you know, sitting in a chair watching the television under constant supervision, suffering from a mental health condition alone. Maybe that person you saw at the bus stop is actually making progress. They've been through some shit. Don't judge them. Please spare all these people a thought, and next time you're tying your laces and putting your pillows into cases. Thank you. Yeah. So then moving on from mental health, I'm going to go over to a love poem. So I was doing a lot of mental health pieces, and I thought I just want to change it up a bit. And I thought, let's write a love poem. Can it be that hard? So yeah, a little out of my comfort zone. But I wrote this piece for my other half. I think he's watching somewhere. He doesn't often watch me, but he's here for a change. So this is dedicated to Wesley, and it's called Poet in Disguise. He doesn't write me poetry. He's not that kind of guy. And I often wonder why, because when I look into his eyes, I see a sea of simile and constellations painted in blue skies. I think he's secretly a poet in disguise. He doesn't write me poems, love letters, or make big romantic gestures. Instead, we take adventures, see what each new day brings, try new things. I love catching him alone when he secretly sings. And when he'll harmonise, that's when I think he's a poet in disguise. You won't find him writing rhymes or painting pictures with words, but you'll see imagery in his food, the way he sprinkles its herbs. Every mouthful magically manifests itself into adjectives of his creation. It's always a taste sensation. You can even become the host of the most descriptive toasty jokes. I'm terrible at cooking. Love's the main ingredient I'm overlooking. So I watch him. I imagine the spoon is his pen, the pot his paper, his food reads like I love you, and I always want seconds later. To me, his cooking is pure, raw poetry, and I'd love to take a page out of this unwritten book to analyse, because I really believe he's a poet in disguise. He doesn't write me stories, but I see storytelling in his hands. He's a builder, fixing things and analysing plans. Everything is made with care and attention, maybe be a poet in a different dimension. Did I mention? He likes to build strong foundations. He believes in prevention before cure. His work filled with metaphor. He tells me that's obscure, but when people ask what he does for a living, he tells them dream building and caregiving. He is a perfectionist down to a T, so similar to me. He can memorize, empathize, visualize, memorize with no compromise. I truly believe he's a poet in disguise. He doesn't write me poetry. Maybe it's because he is dyslexic. But who needs a love sonnet when your connection is electric? So I may never get that love note at all, but that's fine because he always says he loves me when he'll call. And you don't always need words when you have the touch of tips, the kiss of lips. It's performance poetry, though he holds my hips. We laugh and fumble with zips, and when passion grips, we don't follow any scripts. He takes my mind into cosmic spaceships and make a lunar eclipse. Together we can survive any apocalypse. And in those moments, I imagine he holds the pen, I'm the page. Together we write our love story. As they say, the world is our stage. And as I think about the way his fingers trace my thighs, that's when I know he's a poet in disguise. But I'm the poet, and it's him I choose to be my muse, because we've walked together for miles, side by side in our shoes. I don't need to be written poetry, but the thought I know he could is nice. But he's my dream builder, and that will suffice. Thank you. Oh, it makes my heart happy, that one.
Brilliant.
Oh, thank you. So then I'm going to change it up a bit. So I've been doing lots of slams, and this particular slam I did, each round you do, they give you a prompt. So you have to write to the prompt, which is quite challenging, but it's great because it really pushes you out your comfort zone. And the prompt we had for this piece was horror. And this is like my worst genre ever. I don't watch anything over a 12, so it was quite a challenge. But what I come up with, I was really proud with. So I'd like to share that with you. Just something different. Yeah, I've called this the House of Horrors. Have you ever watched a horror behind a pillow with a friend, felt so sick to your stomach you never made it to the end? Well, let me set the scene for a horror so obscene it will make you compare your worst nightmare to an unforgotten dream. If this place had glass walls, you wouldn't dare venture inside. It's full of torturous monsters in human form with no place to run and hide. Clinical wall tiles, shiny cold steel, screams that send a chill. You can cut the tension with a knife. It's surreal like that. Gone another life. There's a stench of rotting flesh in the air. Fear pin pricks your neck. It's too much for many to bear. Witness and see so many dilated glassy eyes. A fate realised as implements are sanitised and a machinery saw seen soaring. Knowing this is how you'll meet your maker. They'll take you, hang you upside down, and with that saw split you from pubis to crown. Broken, burnt, boiled, bolted, bleached blood smeared across the floor. Even their souls are trapped there, left lingering, longing, lost. People know about this place but pretend not to know or care, so it continues, this horrific thoroughfare, the carving of flesh, the sin of crispy skin, lives electrocuted away, whilst a few people who know and care can only stand outside and pray. Oh. There's something else I need to mention, and I'll share now with clear intention. This horror needs daily audience participation, which may leave your mind in discombobulation, a twist. If this is fact, not fiction, where do you stand? Do you pray for the victim, or is the victim your prey? This horror is happening day after day. Let me welcome you to the abattoir. There's probably one from you not far. We're all unsettled when people kill for fun, a dog being beaten or a cat shot with a BB gun. In movies, you're watching a person's life held in the balance, wishing that they'd run. For animals, it's real and too late. They're already carved up on your plate. What happened to our empathy trait? Next time you sit down to your roast, on average in the UK, 17 million are slaughtered every day, and this slaughterhouse franchise is sadly here to stay, but you have a choice in this storyline if you really want a part to play. You can find footage on the internet, so watch with a friend. How you got through It's or in Hostel or whatever's on trend. I know it'll make you sick to your stomach, but please watch until the end. Be conscious, informed, and then make your choice. Let the voices have their voice. And let's not pretend the planet doesn't bleed for human greed. Agreed, we all have an opinion, and my choice has been firmly set for the animals and for the planet, to which we owe a lot of debt. I'm not really a fan of horrors, and I refuse to have this one on repeat. That's why I no longer eat any meat.
Yes, Hollie. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out to the
love that
vegans
one
and
so
vegetarians.
Shouting out to all the vegetarians, all the vegans.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I was struggling with this prompt, and I thought, what's horrific to me? Actually, yeah, it was Hazel was having this conversation. She's like, what's horrific to you? And I was like, the meat industry is horrific. So that's kind of where I went with that. And that was the result. So thank you for listening.
You smashed it.
I'm going to change it up again with an experimental piece. And again, this was chatting with Rohan and Hazel, was the alphabet poem concept. So you take the alphabet and you kind of write using as many A's as you can and as many B's as you can, or you can start wherever you want. There's no rule. But this is a piece that I came up with. This is a bit of a political rant, which is quite different for me, but I'd like to share it with you. And I don't know it off by heart, so I'm going to read it off my phone. Don't judge me. So I've called this the A to Z poem untitled, so I don't really have a title yet. It's a bit of a tongue twister, so bear with me. Are arguing aristocrats actually achieving anything? America's always AWOL, austerity and anti-Semitism, an algorithm applied across ages. Angry activists are after acknowledgement and accountability, and apologies always accepted. Actually, Bojo. Bye, Boris. Bugger back behind your burnt Brexit barbecue. Britain's beyond belief. Boys be boys. Keep Britain British. Borderline bankrupt. Basically bullshit. Be bilingual. Behold B-boys battling breakbeats. B-girls breaking bias binary. Beguiling ballet boys becoming brave. Be bold. Be beautiful. Burn, baby, burn. Beggars can't be choosers, but can create colourful careers. Current crises. Crazy corrupt countries clearly condoning crimes, conversion camp compliance, continuous car crash causing currency chaos, completely criminal charging children crammed in containers or clinging to capsized canoes, cruel, carelessly condemned, come clean. COVID-19 consciously created, covertly covered up. Don't do as I do as I say. Don't go out, do go out, but don't. Devil's in the detail. Disambiguated democracy demonstrated disgracefully, a double dose of dogmatic double standards. Does a disowned dog daydream during downtime? Damned if it does, damned if it don't. Damn right depressing. Don't discriminate. Do demonstrate diligence. Dream, drive, donate. Excuse England's excuses. An eye for an eye. Elitists everywhere explaining economy exceeds human needs and encouraging illicit engagement. Egg time has ended. Exhausted exhalation, extreme exhilaration, experience enlightenment. Eventually everybody everywhere elevates everyone else's existence, equality echoes an evergreen ending. Fuck fascism. We are all firefighters fighting furious fires, furthermore forgetting what we're fighting for: freedom, feminism, free from fear, full frame focus. Frequent forests, forage for fruit, find figs, firefly, fly far, forget fool's gold, 5G. Governments a gaggle of geese, global greed, genocides, gods goading gangs to give up guns. Grow gently, give gratitude, go galvanize, grab greatness, go gadget go. Ghosts glow gloriously in heaven. Hearing helicopters hover as horrendous horrors happen. What happened to Happy to help? He has his honour to hold high, however won't heed hospital heroes, heat homes, house homeless, know how hunger hurts, will handle humanity's heavy hearts, have humility, help. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
Thank you.
Like, actually incredible.
It's a proper tongue twister.
Yeah. Oh my God.
My little
it.
rant. And I was going to finish off with one last piece. This is my favourite piece. It makes me happy, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. It's called Glue, for those of you who've heard it. So yeah, I just want to finish off with this piece. I think it's got a really nice message. So this is called Glue. When people ask, who are you, who? Well, I say, call me Glue, that's who. Because I'm the friend's sister, daughter, but you ought to call me Glue because I'm the go-to. I'm the one that holds shit together. Could be yours, theirs, my mum who lives upstairs, and I'm proud to say I can hold together my own shit. Well, for a bit. You see, I have this game face, some call it emotional armour. I think it's karma, the way certain things stick to me, like sadness and drama. My friends will tell you that I'm that listening ear in a gale force wind. I'll keep you safe in a storm, and I will tell you if your behaviour is not the norm, but I promise to hold that umbrella for you until it stops raining. Because it always does. And I know you can't predict when it will start again, so until then I'll help you glue back together those pieces that were broken. It's only a token, I can't promise it will hold like super glue. It'll hold for now if you want it to. Everyone's glue grows tacky and weak if it's left out in the rain, but too long and there'll be cracks of pain. You lose your form in the storm, pieces get torn, and when your edges start to pull apart, you come to me because I can turn trauma into art. I've got glue and glitter for that part. I often feel like this weather forecaster because I can predict a disaster, but my weatherproof protection, it's not a long-term solution. Only you can stop your exposure to the pollution. And it's not an ideal proposition, but glue can require some adult supervision. There's no shame. If it were me, I hope you do the same. So this brings me back to glue because I'm always the go-to. Invisible, reliable, undeniable strength, glue. Just as hospitals use glue to seal up wounds, I'll seal that tear in your cheek with a kiss. I'll wrap my arms around you in fragile tape and help you hold it together, even though I know when I leave, you're going to go straight back out into that weather, and I have to tell myself your hurricane can't last forever. It hurts watching. So to all you out there who care and identify as glue, I salute you, whichever side of that forecast you stick to, because many of us were actually hiding behind a lipstick, sticking a smile on a face with Pritt stick. And if you sounded short of a picnic, your family at home are taking the mick, your boss at work is acting a prick, you're following social media, it's making you sick, but we need to share our glue with each other. That's the trick. I just hope this message will stick, because everything runs out, even glue. But just because your edges have started to peel away, that's not to say everything you've achieved up to now isn't okay. You just need a reapplication, be it a weekend vacation, hot chocolate in the mug, your best friend's hug. But remember this, whether you're feeling sad, ill, or you simply want to chill, you come to me for your refill. Thank you so, so much.
Hollie D.
Come on. Hollie D in a
Hollie D. Woo!
Yes, Hollie.
In
Yes.
Thank
the
you
building.
so much.
I see you, poet.
Thank you so much, Clive. Thank you for having me. Nick, thank you for having me. Your platform is incredible. Just you give us this space, and it's just such a beautiful thing. So I'm so, so grateful. Thank you.
Gluing us all together, yeah.
Thanks for being such a fantastic headliner. That was a brilliant set.
Oh,
That was sensational. So sensational. Well done.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
Uplifting.
Amazing.
Fantastic, Hollie. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so, so much. Oh, I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Sorry, we had to make you wait
It's
so
worth
long.
staying up till 2:30 for that.
Oh, I appreciate